So once again, we come to the type of question in which GMAT is not exclusively testing for any of the seven major concepts. So in such cases, we need to keep in mind that it's mostly logic and construction that come into play. And this is generally a type of question in which test takers tend to land on the right answer choice just by pure gut feeling. But it might not work in all cases because sometimes when something seems or sounds right to the test taker, this might actually have some invalid construction. Whereas on the other hand, a formal construction which is right is deemed invalid by the test taker. So in such cases, we really need to see how exactly the sentence construction changes and what kind of meaning differences it can create in the question itself. So let's understand what this question is trying to say. The question reads that climatologists indicated that these effects and those that would have the most impact would be these conditions. So in terms of the construction of the original sentence and the way the logic flows, there seems to be nothing wrong, so we can hold on to A. Now let's look at B. It says the effects and goes on and on, but here we have impacting the most on people. Now on reading this, this might make sense, but I guess again people would judge this as awkward construction. Let me tell you what exactly is going on. See, we're saying impacting, we're using impacting as a verb and impacting the most. Now this is an adverb, all right, for the verb impacting. And this is impacting the most on people, the noun. Now, generally, when we use verbs and adverbs, how do we exactly construct a sentence? For example, if I said he drank quickly, right? So quickly is an adverb that is modifying the verb drank here. But let's say I wanted to introduce an object, what he actually drank. So can I say he drank quickly the juice? So can I introduce this noun after the adverb here? And you can see that this is obviously sounding very awkward, right? He drank quickly the juice. So the right way to construct this would be to interchange the positions of the noun and the adverb. We would say he drank the juice quickly. So in the same way, this would be better conveyed as it's impacting people the most. So this construction is wrong. We can get rid of B. The same thing is happening in E. We have the effects to impact the most on people. Once again, this adverb is better placed after the noun because we can say it impacts people the most. So impacting the most on people is once again erroneous construction. So E goes off. Now let's look at C and D. Now for the most part, C seems fine until we get to this place. What are the effects? So when we look at aspects like construction and meaning, we need to keep in mind that the concept of redundancy can actually come in various forms. Redundancy doesn't only have to be in terms of meaning repetition, because if you look at these two words, what are the effects? Think about it. If we take this out of the equation, we're just saying these are the effects. So what are become two redundant words which are not necessary to the meaning of the sentence in any form. So C goes off by redundancy. Now let's look at D. Now in D's construction, we have this that right next to the comma. What we need to keep in mind is that in the non-underlined portion, we already had that the climatologist indicated that. And this that would cause a redundancy in construction because it'll be just like saying, he said that this boy, that he is very studious. Now, is that how we'll put this across? Obviously not, right? We would directly say that he said that this boy is very studious. So this that once again causes a redundancy, and the same thing is happening in D. So D goes off, leaving us with the right answer choice, A for alpha.